it's Hope at Crafty Hope and welcome. I started on a project and I thought, you know what, why don't I pop on the camera and take you along for this ride. I'm working on my design for the SJ Designs Jewelry Honeydew List Challenge from Sarah Jo and Eric at SJ Designs Jewelry. Did I say all that right? I'm not real sure. Anyway, she's got this beautiful image that Eric took of, and it's like up of some trees. I'll put a picture of it here. Okay, so that's Eric's image. Full credit goes to him. I hope he's okay with me sharing it here. But as soon as I saw it, I had a general idea, and it's taken me forever to sit down and do it. And like I said, I thought I'd pop on the camera. So I have started on it. So I want to tell you what I've done and then what I'm going to do and let y'all watch some of that. So what I have done is I found some elongated wood beads in my stash. As you can tell, I'm making some earrings, and I put them on some balled head pins to the ball there and made a wrap loop at the top. I'm going to put a link up here to my tutorial on how to make a wrap loop, but we're going to do a couple more in here too. Then I took some chain, y'all. I only had this like really short length of chain, so I thought it was perfect for this. And I cut down a piece that I thought was about what I needed, and then cut another one the same size. And then these are split, so I just twisted them open like a jump ring and put them on the loop of that wrapped loop. And that's what I've got. Now I've also got some, these are like acrylic or plastic green beads in this dark olive green color that I love. And so I am going to use those along with these itty bitty tiny daisy spacers. Oh, these are so stinking tiny. I don't even know where I got them, but I've got a ton of them. I wanted some bead caps, but I couldn't find any that matched up the bottom of these beads enough. The other thing I have are these, there's some kind of nut bead. I'm not real sure. They're like a bamboo nut or a bamboo bead. I don't know. They're these odd wedge shapes, and I've had them forever and ever. It looks like these I might have got at Michael's maybe at some point because of how I've cut this, but it's some kind of nut bead, and I've got lots of them. So basically, if you can tell, I am making the treetops. So we're going to do that, and all I'm doing is stringing one of those little daisy spacers and then one of the green acrylic beads onto a head pin. So just a regular head pin. And then I have got my round nose pliers, and I'm going to make a wrap loop. So I'm going to start, and I'm going to do these fairly small. So I'm going to do it way down here at this end of my round nose pliers and bend them to make this little 90-degree angle with a little bit of space between the bead and the top of that. And then go in just, well, if this will be still, go in just a little ways up on my pliers, so it will be a fairly small loop, and make my loop. Once that loop is made, I'm going to make sure it's open a little bit, and I'm going to put it on I'm going to slip the end of this into, actually, I'm going to go ahead and slip it into one side of the loop I made at the top of my bead. And then I'm going to take some chain nose pliers, make sure that loop on the bead is closed, and then wrap it around that little stem we had there. So I will wrap, wrap, wrap. And then I am going to use some flush cutters and trim that. And then tuck that little end real quick. And I am going to do that again. I'm going to do the same kind of bead again. I'm trying to use up some of these like random head pins I have. Since this is a nice mix, I'm using up what's in my stash. So another one of those little daisy spacers, another green bead, and then way down here, bend it, slide it up a little, make my loop. Make sure it's open, and then I'm going to put that on the other side. See it here on the other side of the chain from that initial one. And then chain nose pliers, close that loop, and make that wrap like so. Now I'm going to do, once I get this trimmed, I'm going to do the same kind of thing, but with those nut beads. And I will work my way up that chain that I added. Now I could do this with the chain not on the bead, but I kind of just, you know, for me to be able to look at it, I want to do it with it on the bead, the wood bead. All right, so I'm going to take another head pin and I'm going to slide it on here, and we're going to see if this hole is too big. So that hole is definitely too big. So I'll go ahead and put one of these little daisy spacers, if I can. Well, that one doesn't have a very good hole. Neither does that one. What this head pin? There we go. Okay, I was afraid that head pin might be too big. So we'll put that nut bead on there. Grab my round nose pliers. Bend it. Make my loop. If I can. The odd shape of these beads make them a little bit harder to work with, but we're going to get there. All right, so I'm going to hold this up again and go to that bottom link of chain and go on one side and insert my loop. I'm getting tangled up. Yep, I got tangled up with my bead that was there. So we're going to do, this is going to be fairly fiddly, y'all. I will tell you that, because of the size of the chain that I'm using, but I like that chain because it's going to keep everything clustered together like those trees in that image. All right, so I've got that on there, and I'm going to close it and then wrap. Again, I'm going to try to keep those other beads out of the way as I do this wrap. And then when I get it fairly wrapped, take my pliers and trim. And I'm going to keep doing that. I will add the next bead on the other side of that same link of the chain and just work my way. Sorry, y'all can't see that. I'll add it on the other side of that link of chain and just work my way up the chain. So I'm going to keep doing that, and I'll come back here in just a minute. I am still working away on these, y'all, but I want to tell y'all, like I said, it gets a little fiddly with that small chain. So what I have found, I have a an eye pin here. It has the eye on it, and I've just slid my chain down it so I can hold this up and see what links I'm on next. So, and I'm also working in batches, so I'll do like 2 and keep them open, and then I'll put them on, and then 2 more and put them on. So it's goes a little bit faster that way. All right, I'm gonna keep at it. All right, it took me a little time and got a little fiddly. I did not go all the way up the chain. I don't know if you can see that there's still, oh, I don't know, 3 or 4 links. Let me see there. 3 or 4 links that did not get loops on them, because I really want to still have that movement and not be too fiddly. So I thought that might be a great way to do that. So I have a fishhook ear wire here, and I'm just going to open it real quick. And while it is open, I'm going to find that last little piece of chain here and slip it on that open ring, and then close it just like that. So that is the earring, and I'll do the same thing on the other one. Open this first, and this doesn't have a front or a back, so I don't have to be concerned about which way this faces. So this is easy enough to just slip on that link of chain onto that open loop and then close it like so. And then I've got these 2 treetop earrings, I think is what I'm going to call them maybe. They remind me a lot of the picture. What do you think? Do they look like the picture to you? With the wood and the, I don't know, the natural elements and the greens. I really like them. I think they're super fun. They're not too heavy because that nut, the wood, and the plastic are just not heavy. So I could have gone on with it, but I do like that I can get some movement out of this by leaving that chain open a little bit there at the top. Alright guys, I'll have some pictures of these here at the end. Let me know what you think, and are you playing along with the SJ Honeydew list this month and Eric's photo inspiration? Let me know. Play along. The reveal of it is the 30th. I'm probably having this video up today, but you just share your link to your reveal on the blog in the linky tool that Sarah Jo has. I will have her link to her blog to the reveal below, and join in, play along. All right, y'all. I also have more pictures over on my blog, and I'll have links to that below as well. All right. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, any of that. Make sure to give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Until next time, bye.